For 72-year-old Vijay Mehta, mornings used to be his least favorite time of the day. Every sunrise reminded him of what he had lost, his strength, his rhythm, and his confidence. Once, he was the kind of man who never sat still. He built furniture with his own hands, climbed ladders, fixed everything in the house. But age had quietly crept in, like dust on an old shelf. It started with a dull ache in his knees. Then came the stiffness, the imbalance, the fear of falling. Soon, he stopped going out altogether. The park across the street, where he once laughed with friends, now looked too far. Even the few steps to the kitchen felt like miles. His daughter would say, "Papa, you just need to walk a little every morning." But Vijay would smile faintly and reply, "Beta, these legs don't listen anymore." He had accepted that pain was his new companion, until the day his 6-year-old grandson Arjun came to visit. It was a bright Sunday morning. Arjun burst into the living room, full of energy and innocence, holding a small toy plane. "Dadu," he shouted, "let's go outside and fly it." Vijay laughed softly. "Outside? No, my legs don't work like before, Arjun." The boy frowned, puzzled. "Then how will my plane fly? It needs you to throw it high." Vijay tried to explain, "Dadu's knees hurt. Maybe later." But Arjun didn't give up. He took Vijay's hand and said, "Okay, Dadu. We walk slowly, just small steps, like this." He began walking in tiny, exaggerated baby steps, looking back and grinning. "See? You can do it too." Something about that moment, the innocence, the love, stirred something deep inside Vijay. He took one cautious step, then another. And before he knew it, he had walked all the way to the balcony. Arjun cheered like he had just won a race. Dadu did it. Dadu walked. For the first time in years, Vijay didn't feel old, he felt alive. That night, Vijay couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about how easily he had given up on himself. Not because he couldn't move, but because he had stopped trying. The next morning, he made a decision. Before Arjun woke up, he would take a few steps, alone. He stood up slowly, holding the edge of the bed. The room was quiet except for the faint sound of birds outside. His knees trembled, his legs ached, but he walked. 5 steps. Then 10. Each one felt like a small victory. When Arjun woke up and saw him walking, he gasped in surprise. "Dadu, you practiced without me?" Vijay laughed. "Yes, soldier. You started the mission, now I'll finish it." Days passed, and those few steps turned into a daily routine. Morning walks around the house. Evening stretches near the window. A little bit more movement each day. His daughter noticed too. "Papa, you're walking straighter," she said one morning. He smiled. "Credit goes to my trainer, he's only 6. The bond between grandfather and grandson grew deeper. Each day, Arjun would invent a new game that was secretly an exercise, marching like a soldier, balancing on one foot, or reaching up high to catch the clouds. Vijay didn't even realize he was exercising, he was just playing. And through play, he rediscovered strength. One morning, Arjun asked, "Dadu, can we go to the park today?" Vijay hesitated. The park felt like a world away. But Arjun's hopeful eyes convinced him. So, they tried. One slow step at a time, holding Arjun's hand. The road seemed longer than he remembered. But when they finally reached the park gate, a strange thing happened. Vijay didn't feel tired. He felt proud. They sat on a bench, breathing in the morning air. Children laughed, leaves rustled, and sunlight danced on the grass. Arjun threw his little plane into the sky. It soared high, then gently glided down. He looked up at his grandfather and said, "See, Dadu? I told you we can fly it together." Vijay nodded, eyes moist. In that moment, he realized the truth. Sometimes, the body remembers how to move when the heart finds a reason to. Weeks turned into months. Vijay now walks every morning, not just for his health, but for joy. He doesn't race against time anymore. He just moves, slowly, peacefully, gratefully. Arjun still visits every weekend. And every time he arrives, Vijay greets him at the door, standing tall, smiling wide. "Come on, little trainer," he says, "let's see who walks faster today." And together, they take off down the lane, one old, one young, both full of life. Sunflower moral of the story. It doesn't matter how old you are, sometimes you just need the right reason to take that first step. Pain fades. Fear fades. But love and determination last forever. If a 6-year-old can inspire movement, imagine what your own willpower can do.